welcome everybody to the Heroes of the Storm Power Hour. We are back yet again. Another exciting week. I don't know how it is that you have grasped this podcast, whether it is on YouTube or iTunes. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. But however it is that you got here, I'm so glad that you are here. My name is Twiz, and I am your co-host. Well, I am your host. I have other co-hosts that are going to be carrying me through this entire episode, because it has been one of those days, and I need all the carrying that can possibly happen. So let me make a few introductions for those of you watching and listening at home. I am not alone on this podcast. I never am. One of the greatest men to walk this planet shares the stage with me tonight. He is the co-founder of BlizzPro.com. He is not Kyle Ferguson. He is J.R. Cook, a.k.a. Eldorian. I'm going to fix that right now. Hit me with your joke while I fix that.
Hey, you know what, Twiz? You know what's not right?
What's that?
Left.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Got him.
Oh my god.
Walked right into that.
Oh.
I told you I had a good one tonight.
That was, well, you told me you had a good one tonight, is what you did.
Right.
Oh god. Well, one of the other co-hosts. He is a 3 Viking wrecking crew. He is he's got his fighting hair on tonight. For those of you listening, I wish you guys could see that. He is the one, the only, the man who has one job, Mr. DJ Tyrant, aka Jimmy. How are you, brother?
I'm good. Remember, you can always catch us on YouTube as well, so you can see my lovely hair.
Absolutely, absolutely. The fighting hair, I love it. I absolutely love it. Also with us, we have the very talented, the brains behind the operation, the BlizzPro contributor and shot caller for this show, Mr. Balrog Fan BP. Good evening, my friend.
What's up?
Not much, dude. Not much. Back for another exciting week in the seat, right?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling it tonight. We're gonna wreck some people, or get wrecked. Either way, something's gonna get wrecked.
Wrecked them, nearly killed them. Mm-hmm. So, last but certainly not least, he is. This is not his first appearance on this show, but very, very good friend of the BlizzPro staff and awesome community member and contributor. I mean, he's all around great guy. Please help me welcome back to the show our very special guest at Review Dad Media. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having me. May not be my first time, but it could very well be my last.
Time will tell. Time will tell. So we're gonna
call it almost sinister.
A little bit. A little bit. You know what though? By all intents and purposes, we're going to be calling Review Dad Media Tim. It just rolls off the tongue a little easier.
There are some who called me Tim.
Some. You mean all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, hey everybody, Patch Day is upon us, and there's been a whole spewing of information that has come out, but there's a couple of things that we want to address first and foremost. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes. We're going to get into the good stuff and talk about it. But one of the things that I want to bring up really quick, guys, is that for those of you interested, you can go to patreon.com/heroespowerhour. That supports BlizzPro. It supports our show. And there is some big stuff that's going on. And guys, I talk every week about our Patreon account and stuff like that, and some people are like, "Oh yeah, we're just funding Twiz's gas tank." No. It doesn't work like that. There are behind the scenes costs, guys, and I am certainly not. I'm not blowing smoke when I say that kind of stuff. So I want to let Eldorian kind of bring us up to speed a little bit on what is going on with BlizzPro and everything that's happening.
Yeah. So we can't really do the video podcasts anymore unless I want to pay $500 a month to keep them up. Our host kind of was like, "Hey, I noticed you have a lot of big files and stuff, and that's not really what this is for. And if you continue doing it, we're gonna charge you roughly about $500 a month. So we can't really do video podcasts anymore, and that's a big chunk of change. That's more than what, honestly, BlizzPro makes in a month anyway. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be switching it up to audio podcast with putting the video on YouTube. Much cheaper solution for us. Mm-hmm. And so I apologize if you're looking forward to watching the video on iTunes, but we just can't afford it. And it's these kind of costs that Twiz was talking about with that Patreon and stuff helps with.
So yeah, and it's just the way of it. I mean, BlizzPro gives a lot of free content every week, and there's monies that are generated via some ads and stuff like that, and it's enough to keep the website going. We all do this for free. Okay, we do this for free. I do this for free. All the shows that I've been doing for the past 3 years, I do them for free. I do them for fun, and that's that. So these are the kind of things that we really look to our community. If you like the stuff that we do, you like the stuff that we put out, please, by all means, if you're able, donations and pledges through our Patreon account, through patreon.com/BlizzPro is another all-encompassing Patreon account that you guys can go to. So every little bit does help, guys. So we're just throwing that out there.
And if you visit the site, I mean, turn off ad block, put us on your whitelist or something like that, because that is how BlizzPro is really funded. That's how we pay our hosting bills and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I do want to quickly just thank our patrons that we do have. Every week we play games after the show closes, and we've been having a ton of fun playing afterwards. So that's a benefit for hopping on our Patreon and contributing any amount above $1.
Yep. So, anyways, so that's that, guys. It's the bit of bad news, but we had to bring it up. So, let's jump into some Heroes of the Storm stuff. Okay, enough with the Debbie Downer stuff, huh? Let's get to the good stuff. That's what I'm screaming. Let's talk about our week in Heroes of the Storm and what we've been up to and everything like that. Jimmy, what's your scoop, dude? Where you been at? What you got?
I've just been playing just here and there, not as much as I would like. I've had kind of a busy week, but I've also been playing WoW a bit, unfortunately. I'm there but yeah, here, now that the patch is out, I'll probably be playing Heroes a lot more, because I felt like last week seemed a little silly to be playing with the patch just about to come out and everything changing slightly or whatever. But yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this patch. There's a lot of really small just UI changes and just quality of life stuff that they made with this patch. So I'm excited to dig in this week for it.
Cool. How about you, Charlie?
It's been good. Just playing a lot, honestly. Been really getting back into it. Been playing quite a few games with JR and Digitality and a couple other guys from the Facebook group and stuff. Just honing my craft. I've been loving Tychus. I've kind of settled into just 3 characters in my rotation, and that's Tyrael, Tychus, and Uther. And I feel I can fill most roles that way. If I need to, I'll play as a Gara here and there, but mainly those 3. And it helps a lot when you just sort of stick with those. Stick with 3 or 4 heroes you just really want to play, I think.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, and I kind of ran into that situation where it was for a couple of weeks, I just kind of looked at all the heroes and I was like, I don't really know which one I want to play. I mean, they're fun, but it's not like I don't have an itch for any of these. And then literally in the past week, I've been like, oh, okay, I want to play Zeratul. I want to play Sergeant Hammer. I want to play Kerrigan. I want to play Tyrael. I want to play all, so I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing, so.
No, I totally get that.
It seems like you like jumping around, Twiz.
I do. It's my ADD.
I like hitting the next plateau and just keep pushing.
How about you, Eldorian? How's your gaming?
I've been playing a lot with Charlie lately, trying to get better at some other heroes, because Sylvanas has been getting wrecked in this kind of meta, especially in quick match with because she doesn't really have anything to really deal with Nova and Zeratul and their roaming that they've been doing. So we've kind of switched it up a little bit. I've been getting back into Vala a little bit again. Stitches, trying to get back with him again. And I think I'm going to try to learn some Tassadar here pretty soon, maybe this week. So I'm going to get with Charlie to help me a little bit with that.
I can definitely teach you the ways of Tassadar.
Cool. Yeah. And for those of you who are listening, anything that you guys, if you want just somebody to chum up with and play and learn a hero or something like that, hit up at BalrogFanBP on Twitter. I mean, Charlie, you hear him every week on the show. He's about as down to earth as it gets. And if you reached out to him and said, "Hey, I really want to learn how to play this tune and I need some pointers," he's right there. He's for you. So
definitely, and you can join our BlizzPro channel in game. Just type /join space BlizzPro, I believe, and it'll bring you into the chat channel. And you can always type, "Hey, anyone on?" And one of us might pop on and join you for some games. I know. Yeah, we're all on various times. So
yeah, absolutely. So, and Tim, we've so here's the thing. Nine Ball has been on. His work schedule just is horrendous, and so he let us know yesterday that he wasn't going to be able to join us or whatever. And Tim he's a great player. He's a great guy. And then he was like, you know what? I got some bad news for you guys. The last time I played Heroes was the last time I was on the show. And so anyway, it's all right, man. You can dust the cobwebs off. That's fine.
You had a good Jaina too. You don't forget that stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, but I haven't seen the new Heroes, so I don't know how Jaina does against them.
Spoiler alert: she's still good as hell.
Okay.
Yeah. Riding Jaina is like riding a bike. I don't know where I'm going to go with that after that, but
there's a joke there somewhere.
Everybody
alone. We'll just leave it there. So, anyways, all right, kids, let's jump into the patch notes. Now, for those of you who are listening, last week we did cover some of the patch notes. They were on the PTR, but not a whole heck of a lot changed. I don't think. Nothing that I saw was dramatically different.
Like, the only thing that I guess quote unquote changed is they didn't, as we expected, they didn't put the new map into rotation yet.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I don't remember last week Sonya being on there or the changes to what is it called, Season Marksman.
Yeah.
I feel like those were two things that got added in real quick.
Possibly, because they just updated the same blog post, so we can't go back and check.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But just in case, Seasoned Marksman stacks earned by killing enemy heroes increase from 2 to 3. But now only minions, captured enemy mercenaries, and heroes will grant stacks upon death. So no more neutral minions will.
Actually, you can probably go on BlizzPro's page and see the PTR patch notes.
There you go.
That's actually true. Yep.
There you go.
So you can compare those if you really, really wanted to.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. There was a couple. We went through a lot of the heroes last week and some of the changes they were going through. I know we talked about Kael'thas, and we talked about Kerrigan. We talked about Abathur as well as Azmodan. And I think this week let's pick up with Nazeebo.
Okay.
Should we do that? So let's talk a little bit about Nazeebo. Now, according to the patch notes, here's a couple of guys. Some things have done. There's been some serious changes to Nazeebo, and we'll jump into that. The Mule talent gone, Clairvoyance gone, Sprint gone, Stone Skin, Hardened Focus, Gidbin, or no, not Gidbin. Just
Hardened Focus was added.
It's added at level 16. Stone Skin has been removed. Yeah. Okay. I got ahead of my mouth got ahead of my brain there.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so Stone Skin, Sprint, Clairvoyance, and Mule are all gone. Hardened Focus got added at level 16, and Gidbin no longer increases the Plague of Toads explosion radius, and the Zombie Wall and Corpse Spider duration bonus increased from 25 to 33%. 8%, boys. You know what that means? That means it's not quite 9.
Yes. It's some nice changes. I'm going to miss Mule, especially on Haunted Mines. It gave him. He was already a really good pusher, and he was one of the only specialist pushers that had access to Mule. So it kind of gave him a big advantage there. So I can see why they took it away.
Sure. Let's see here. What else? What other big news as far as Nazeebo goes? Blood.
His level 13 talent.
His level 13 talent, Thing of the Deep.
Yeah, increases the range on all his basic abilities by 25%. It makes a big difference in keeping him safe.
Yeah. I believe that they named Thing of the Deep after me.
Yes,
I believe it was my high school wrestling name. So that might be where they got that off. So, gosh,
Rudy Ritual is going to give him a lot more sustain, which is pretty incredible because I feel like Nazebo had good sustain to begin with, and just
you can't
with Blood Ritual. Yeah,
you can't take Blood Ritual though.
Oh,
That's the level 1 talent where you can either take that or the one where you gain stacks for every minion kill.
Yeah, and that's the no-brainer.
Yeah. Zombie wall, a little more damage. It seems like there's a zombie build in the mix a little bit. And Toads of Hugeness now makes it so they get that explosion radius that you lose off of Gibden, but you now have another option at level 7 for the Toads, where each enemy hit by Plague of Toads will restore you 5 mana and reduce its cooldown by a second. So if you're really good at hitting Toads and don't think the increased duration bonuses are worth taking Gibden anymore, Toad Affinity might be the way to go now.
One of these things
those toads.
Got to be about those toads.
Yep.
One of the things that I did notice, the Ravenous Spirit. Now, Ravenous Spirit was not a talent that was really picked lately. Everybody went Gargantuan.
Yeah.
And it looks like they changed it a little bit. The damage changed from 30, which is plus 8 per level, to 25, plus 9 per level.
Yes.
So does the math make that a nerf?
No, that makes it a buff. Plus 9 per level, you figure by the time you get to level 10, that's an extra 10 points on the damage, which means it starts out at 35 now.
Yep.
Okay.
So it just starts off stronger, and the radius to increase by 22% is the big deal. I think you're going to see it in comps that involve Leoric using Entomb with another stun in there, maybe Uther or something, or Johanna. Just stun comps will really be able to set up Ravenous Spirit well, and I think the damage increase will be somewhat significant.
Yeah, and again, that damage radius increased to approximately 22%, approximately, give or take. So, so that's good. That's good. They treated Nazebo right. Here's a little something that I thought was pretty interesting. Was Sergeant Hammer. Now, I want to read this developer comment. In the patch note, it said, Hammer is one of our lowest win rate characters.
Yep.
Well, that's probably because you gave her the biggest health nerf in the world, and she was she was a sitting duck. So you wonder why that happened? That's why. So we looked at some easy buffs that we could make. We feel like she has a great play style and wanted to highlight her fantasy more. The increased health will let you be a bit more aggressive, and the increased damage will better reinforce her long-range, high-damage capabilities. Finally, her siege mode can be used much more frequently and with less emphasis on securing the perfect location. It's okay now to siege up, get a couple shots in, and then get out of danger. I like that. So basically, here's what happened, guys. Health increased from 720 plus 140 per level to 740 plus 150 per level. So she got a little bit of her health buff back. Would you consider that a little bit, or is that going to actually be pretty impactful?
I think it's plenty. I haven't seen any hammers yet, but I do feel like an extra 20 to start and 10 per level will make a big difference come late game.
Okay.
Because you're looking at easy an extra 200 health that she wouldn't have had.
Definitely makes her more tanky.
Yes.
Puns.
I see what you did there. Also, the artillery trait. Damage bonus against distant targets increased from 20 to 30%. Pretty boss.
That's the big one.
I would think the big one is this. Siege mode. Cooldown decreased from 5 to 2 seconds. And there's also a mana decrease from 40 to 20. So it's cheaper to go to siege mode, and you can do it more often.
I still think it's silly that it costs any mana at all, really.
I really do. I think so, too. But you know what? You also have to keep in mind that once you're in siege mode, you're just auto-attacking.
Yeah.
I
never feel like I have mana problems with Sergeant Hammer anyway.
Yeah, me neither. There's things, you set up a few mines. You maybe have to blast, but the biggest thing you have to do is use your jets to get out of there when they come for you, So... what I really like about it is that it enables you to get out of dodge and then re-siege up. You're not stuck there. I mean, 5 seconds is an eternity.
Yes.
Let's see here. Sylvanas, the only thing that happened was the Mercenary Lord talent was removed.
Yeah. That's just because they changed Mercenary Lord so much they didn't want her to have it.
Yep.
Never use it anyway.
Yeah. So. Yep. So.
Real quickly, I wanted to butt in. If you haven't watched us live, you should come watch us live. Twitch.tv/BluesPro, 7 o'clock Tuesday nights Pacific. A bunch of people are in chat talking about these changes with us. I mean, we have Alebeard, one of our Blitz Pro writers, talking about the changes to Nazebo. So yeah, just come and we encourage discussing the same things we're discussing with everyone who's watching. It's a blast.
Absolutely. Brightwing. I've not even played Brightwing since they made all those changes that patch or two ago or whatever it was. I've not even. So the Soothing Mist trait, healing increase from 25 to 30, plus 0.75, plus 7.5 per level to 30, plus 9 per level. That's. I don't even know. I don't even know if that's a good thing because I've not even played Brightwing. Usually when they completely overhaul a character like that, I just stay away from them for a while, and I don't know why. Probably because I'm so disgusted that I have to relearn a new hero or relearn them all over again. That I don't know.
I mean, I was the same with Vikings. I was gun shy about playing them after they got completely changed.
Yeah, Brightwing's still very good. She still has polymorph. It's still amazing, and she plays more of a global healer now on big maps. Her teleport buffs and stuff, and it's a lot different of a build. And there is something there with Soothing Mist, especially with the level 20 talent. So I think all of that together, combined with this little buff, will actually help her out quite a bit. Because she was still good. It's just her healing output had gotten cut so hard compared to like Malfurion and Rhaegar. It was hard to justify picking her as a main support.
Sure. You know what? Speaking of Malfurion, he got a nice little buff. The rampant growth talent, the initial heal bonus increased from 20 to 50%. I mean, he was already on point with heals. So what? You don't think so, Jimmy?
No, I'm basically like, I'm not going to complain about
Yeah, okay, all right.
that.
I saw that look on your face like no, Twiz, that's not a big deal at all, but yeah, okay.
No, it's a very big deal, because that's like his weakest part of his toolkit, is his healing just ramps up. It's not like an instant heal, really.
Right.
Now, Jimmy, do you think you'll will you be taking rampant growth now, or will you still be probably going like a Loon's Grace?
I'll be taking rampant growth, yeah. Okay. I at least to see how it does.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, just so you know, the initial heal bonus has increased from 20 to 50%.
Yeah.
So enjoy that. As far as Rhaegar goes, guys, big news here. The ultimate that nobody ever picks, Bloodlust cooldown, has been reduced from 120 to 90 seconds. So they gave you a 30-second price tag of shinies and glimmers. But yeah, I mean, unless you have a comp that's based on having that.
I think the only way you'd ever take that is if you have another healer with you. Because that heal is... I just can't see not taking the heal talent there.
What it works with is Executioner talent builds, where you have a team of people who take Executioner. You have Muradin, you have... typically you run someone like Thrall with Earthquake, because once everybody's in Earthquake, they're all prone to the extra damage output from Executioner. Then you would have Rhaegar pop Bloodlust and have champions like Raynor, Muradin, and whoever else you have on that team with Executioner go to town. Probably Vala.
Could this be used pretty well with the monk as well?
I could see that. I could definitely see a nice Bloodlust monk build with the monk and Rhaegar kind of just shouldering the load for heals. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because with the increased attack speed, he's going to be triggering his trait a little more faster.
Yeah. So there's room for Bloodlust there, and I think giving it a 90-second cooldown makes it a lot easier, because if you're going to build a team around something where you have one ultimate that's kind of inferior to your other ultimate choice, but it provides a service, you don't want it on a 2-minute cooldown.
Sure. Moving on to the Tassadar, not a whole bunch, little tweaks here and there. Your Oracle trait, your D button, Cooldown was increased by 10 seconds, so it went to 40 from 30. Plasma Shield got a little bit cheaper, decreased from 60 to 50. Other than that, mana cost decreased on Psystorm from 65 to 50. So little tweaks. I don't think anything that's going to be like, oh my god, this made me unstoppable. Oh. You know.
I'm a little annoyed with the Oracle trade increase. I feel like I want to pass on mental acuity sometimes, but now 40-second cooldowns are rough, especially if you need it against a double stealth comp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see here. I don't know. Was there any other heroes that really got something?
Leoric got a lot of changes. He lost many of Leoric's healing effects during Undying are now half as effective. So with his reanimation talent, the health regeneration during Undying is decreased. With Ocean's renewal, the heal amount during Undying is reduced. With Consumed Vitality, the healing reduced during Undying is from 2 to 1%. Basically, he was benefiting too much from being dead.
Yeah.
There was a lot, like, obviously you don't want to die, but at level 20, when somebody can cut their cooldown timer from 60 to 20 seconds, it's kind of a problem, you know?
Yeah.
So he should probably be eating about 35, 40 second death timers.
Yeah, I mean that's almost like returning back to whatever that talent was at level 20 that all the tanks had. Yeah, Resurgence, and I mean that's the entire reason they removed that, because it was literally a required talent.
Yeah, and the other big one is his Skeletal Swing no longer deals 100% increased damage to structures. So we're going to see some of that backdoor cheesiness go away because of that too. He won't be able to put the damage out that he was able to.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much a direct response to the whole. I'm just going to start
camp the core.
Camp the core. Yep, that's what I was looking for. Yep.
Yep.
Go for it. No.
Oh, I was just going to say, Sonya, her health got increased. She's getting an extra 20 health to start and 10 per level, so a lot like Hammer's increases. Her Shot of Fury talent, which most Sonyas had to take, I mean, it wasn't required, but I feel like it was a pretty common pick talent. It no longer dismounts her when you use it, so that's nice. And on her Whirlwind, the healing she gets from it is been reduced from 25 to 20% of the damage dealt, but the healing for damaging heroes has increased from double to triple. So she can really get in there now and mix it up with heroes a bit, and that's pretty impressive. And then, Tyrael, they changed around his alt that no one picked, where basically he doesn't have to channel it anymore. All heroes, including Tyrael, will be invulnerable while within Sanctification's area of effects.
Mm-hmm.
It has a half a second cast time, and its cooldown is now 70 seconds instead of 50. The main thing is, though, the area of effect on it's kind of small, so it takes some working with, but I think there's definitely a place for it, especially on certain maps, because the possibility of giving everyone on your team invulnerability during a fight is big.
Yeah,
are you concerned about the judgment changes at all?
Not really. I mean, it's a 0.25 second increased casting time, and I mean they're revealed. Like the target that I'm going after is briefly, and I don't know.
Yeah,
it's nothing like game changing. Its judgment is still going to be amazing.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? Like. Whether it's 0.5 or 0.75 seconds, when you get judgmented, when you get judgmented, you know it.
People start judging you.
Yeah. The only thing is, you know it like 0.25 seconds later.
Right.
So whatever.
It comes out quick as is, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah. One thing too, I'll say about Sanctification, it is probably the best counter for something like Gazlo and doing his bomb combos with everyone. Like, as you're about to get sucked in, if you trigger Sanctification, you won't get hit by all those Gazlo gravity bomb combos. So that's going to be extremely helpful for those situations, and it almost makes him a counter pick for Gazlo at this point.
But still, I don't see much Gazlo. Unless it's free
you don't
Gazlo
see much
week.
of it, but when you do see it and it's run effectively, you want to tear your eyes out.
True that. Yeah, no doubt there. So, all right, let's see here. One of the other things, guys, that we wanted to talk about is there's a little bit of an update as far as the shop goes. Spirian, I think it's Spirian. I don't know, Spearmint, something like that. We're letting you guys know if you guys have not bought the Money Pig, it is going to be going away temporarily. Okay, because it says the title says Money Pig is heading out to the pasture, in parentheses, for now. The dutiful Money Pig mount has been carrying heroes into battle across all the battlegrounds for quite some time, and it's high time to give its little hooves some well-deserved rest. If you haven't had a chance to buy a Money Pig of your very own, you may wish to do so within the next few weeks because it will be leaving the Heroes of the Storm shop on Tuesday, September 1st. So September 1st, if you don't have the Money Pig, and you know what though? Here's the thing that really kind of kills me is it's like, oh hey, we're gonna take away this pig that you can only buy with gold, okay? Like I go back and forth on this all the time. We're gonna take away this mount that you can only buy with gold. And then we're also going to give you the, 20,000 gold when you have so many, things that you want to get. I mean, unless you have all the heroes and all this, whatever, like it's tough to save that up, So it's like we're going to take this one that costs 20,000 away, and we're going to put the treasure goblin mount up there for 20,000 gold. And so it's like, okay, I need to generate 40,000 gold somehow very quickly, and that just seems like poor planning. Like, I mean, I know we've had all the time in the world to get the Money Pig mount, but also all this other time we've been buying new heroes, and we've been buying other things that require gold. And I'm drawing a blank on it right now, but I don't know. I get tired of forking over real money for heroes, and so I want to use my gold, but it's like you're taking away things that I need.
Yeah, and just how short the time is between the announcement and when it's going away is 2 weeks, and I don't think many players can really get 20,000 gold in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, you could if you buy a stim pack and play a lot, which is, I'm guessing, what their strategy is here.
I don't know, but even Alebeard broke it down in one of his past articles on the heroesofthestorm.blizpro.com, is that the stim pack's not worth it because you're averaging like 36 or 37 gold per win extra.
Correct.
Yeah,
but if you didn't read that article, or you just don't care and you figure I have time to play about 20 games of Heroes of Storm a day, and I'm pretty sure I can get that Money Pig mount, but I want to pad that by buying a stim pack, people will buy for that reason.
It'll figure out the math of how many wins that would take if you started today.
Yeah.
Get the calculator, Al.
Well, go for it.
No, I was going to say also, I don't know if it says in this article, but the Nazibra mount that you can buy, it's part of that bundle, and they did the dynamic bundle thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to buy that, you have until next week. You can buy it at the dynamic pricing. So I had everything in that bundle except for that mount and another skin. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to get the mount and the other skin for like $7.50 today.
What? Wait a minute. Okay. Maybe
that's
I'm
one
not.
thing I noticed was I was looking at some of the other bundles, and I only am missing like one hero, and it's way cheaper to buy it through this bundle than it is to buy the hero individually.
Okay, obviously I'm not understanding this this pricing thing. This
so go to the shop, go to bundles, and go to a bundle that you already own some heroes with. Like I have the Conquest bundle, and I'm only missing Arthas. It's $4.23 for me to buy that, but if I were to buy Arthas by himself, he's like $8, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely take advantage of the dynamic bundles if you can this week, because there's some really good deals in there.
So, like, I'm looking at the Nexus bundle, and I have every one of the heroes, but I don't have Roller Derby Nova. I don't have Glam Metal ETC. I don't have any of the skins that go with it. I don't have the Rainbow Unicorn or the Nazibra. So, you will receive 6 items. You already own 8. Normally, the Nexus bundle is $40. So it's $20.39. Oh, okay, interesting.
Well, the big thing is too, the Rainbow Unicorn mount is a $20 purchase with cash, normally. So that's why you not having the rainbow mount is what's made. JR had that, so it made the zebra mount almost free. It felt like for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did not have one of the skins, and I did not have the zebra mount, and it came to $7.50.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, that rainbow unicorn is what's jamming your price up on that one.
But if you were to buy it, Twiz, basically you would be getting a mount and 3 skins for free.
4 skins.
And then a zebra mount. You'd be getting 2 mounts. You'd be getting the rainbow unicorn price.
Charlie.
Oh boy.
So, you know what? Speaking of skins, we'll touch on this just a little bit. The Prisoner Tychus bundle, also known as Brokeback Tychus, is now available.
One of the 4 skins.
Yep.
That we'll be touching on.
Oh my god, that happened. So anyways, I really like it. I like the he's got a tattoo that says Heaven's Devils on the back of it. Yeah, on the back.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The second skin, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also some of the skins got updated artwork. I think we touched on this a little bit last week. But Demonic Tyrael looks amazing, and he's on sale this week, which is doubly cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad they upped that skin because it was just a recolor and it was annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It looks hot. I looked at it and I was like, oh, I need to buy that one. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I already have that one. Oh, they updated it. I see.
Apparently, Blood Elf Tyrant got updated too, and I still don't know what changed. But also, they I guess they took those skins down while they were redoing them, so they're back available.
Has she always had that little floating thing behind her? If you look
it's a little bigger, I think now.
Okay.
I think they just polished up some of it.
Okay. Interesting.
It doesn't look any different. It's just polished now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they mentioned it in the patch notes. You can see all the details of it on the patch notes, but just a lot of the artwork got refreshed and polished here and there, and they said Murky got updated a little bit, but I don't notice.
Has anyone been in game today?
I have not.
I have not.
Oh, the graphics they look great. Like the graphics in game, you feel it right away. Like everything just feels more bold, especially when you're picking your talents. There's life bars over everything now, including like the boss and stuff. It's very, very good. I like the updates, the graphical updates they've done.
Okay, very good, very good. So let's talk a little bit about the America's Championship in Las Vegas, Nevada. Why don't you bring us up to speed on what's going on with that, Mr. Tyrant, sir?
Yeah, so this is part of, I don't know if they're calling it WCS, but it's basically their World Championship, which will culminate at BlizzCon. If you look at their blog post, there's all these charts about how it's going to work, but this America's Championship is going to be in a couple weeks, September 19th and 20th in Vegas. Hopefully I'll be there. And they have 8 teams, I believe. Yeah, 8 teams, 5 from North America, 1 from Latin America, 1 from Southeast Asia, and 1 from the Australia, New Zealand region. And the top, I forget which top 2. Yes, the top 2 teams get seeded into BlizzCon and a chance to fight for that $500,000 prize pool.
And what's cool about it's a absolutely free event for you to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go check that out, it's in Vegas. And besides, going to Vegas would be awesome anyway.
Exactly.
I really wanted to go, but I'm going to be getting back from Dragon Con, and that's a pricey trip as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, I won't be able to go. However, I believe, like DJ said, he'll probably be there, and Alebeard.
Alebeard for sure will be there because I believe he lives there.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, there we go.
So if you want to be
DJ actually offered to buy my plane ticket and put me up in his room, so
all right,
I'll be there too.
All right. Pants off, dance off, waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So okay, so yeah, that's Las Vegas Convention Center, Hall N1 in Las Vegas, Nevada, September 19th and 20th. Doors open each day at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So, yeah, completely free. So if you just happen to be around Vegas, you're there on your honeymoon or whatever, ditch the missus in the casino and head on over. So
drag the missus with you.
Drag the missus.
Heroes is fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And also, don't look to us for marriage advice.
True story.
True story. Yeah. So, anyways, speaking of marriage advice, let's talk about an article that was put together. And this, that was my transition. That has absolutely nothing to do with any of this.
Smooth.
No,
wasn't it smooth?
It's a great transition because we're understanding lane assignments,
That's
which
right.
is very important for your marriage.
That's right. That's right. It is very important for your marriage. For those of you who are listening, you can watch this on YouTube. I have all the web pages brought up and everything, so you guys can see exactly what we're talking about and kind of follow along. I'm at a little site called heroesofthestorm.blizzpro.com, and Alebeard put together this article about laning 101. And what is the point of laning? Some people just don't understand it. Some people still are under the assumption that I get in here and I just kill all the things until they kill me, and then I res and then I kill all the things again. And it's like, no, there's a flow to this game. And so in the first paragraph, he talks about laning 101 and why do you lane? What is laning? Laning is putting, except for Haunted Mines and the Diablo one. What's the Diablo map? I'm drawing a blank on
Battlefield of Eternity.
Yes. Those are obviously 2-lane maps for the most part. But for 3-lane maps, you're splitting your heroes into your job is to soak XP from those lanes and to try and push those lanes out. Okay. Some people forget about the fact that that is the main goal, is to push your lane so that way your minions are draining ammo from the towers. They're knocking those towers down. You get XP from those. Pushing a lane is so much more important. I have a friend that thinks that the whole point of the game is to just roam and gank. Like the whole team from the first second that those gates go down is everybody needs to hide in bushes and gank people. And then we lose by like 4 levels because we don't have any XP because we're not soaking lanes and soaking experience from those lanes. So he talks about laning. The first section of this article is called Laning 101, and he talks about his experiences and what we all see on a normal basis. So what else about laning, guys? Am I forgetting that's worth a mention? Because I don't want to spoil the whole article.
I think one of the main things to keep in mind is your team comp is very important, and your strongest players should probably be in the solo lanes. You want ranged heroes or heroes that are naturally good at being in a solo lane, someone like Nazebo or Zagara. But really, you want your strongest players in those positions because they might have to go against 2 heroes, and you don't want to put someone on your team in a bad spot. Looking for early picks is something that's great, especially if you have heroes that are good at jumping on people. If you have a Butcher, if you have a Muradin, if you have somebody who can take advantage of those stuns and put a lot of damage on them, like a Jaina or the Kelthus, whatever, anybody that can actually do good damage while someone got caught out early with good stuns, that's where you want to jump on people. Sure. And then after that, it's about moving around and just making sure you don't miss experience. That's the most important part, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else? Anybody?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to point out, he mentions exceptions. We talk about all these rules in the articles about, you should lane doing this, this, and this, but you do have to look at the comp, and there are exceptions to the rules, so just keep that in mind.
Exactly. And that's, but usually with the comp, unless you land in the perfect comp, usually your comp is built with 4 other people who know what's going on, and the fact that they know you're not going to be doing this or somebody else is going to be doing this while you're pushing a lane or whatever. So
I just wanted to say that this article is very good for marriage advice because as it says here, like laning 101, okay, yeah, going solo, that's pretty important. Stack attack, That's a big one
That's-
there. The
If
exception-
someone's trying to tell you to go bottom and you're a strong top, you gotta really assert where you're good.
Seriously. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, Elbeard's giving not only good Heroes of the Storm advice, but also good marriage advice.
Absolutely. Yep. And then that's when you can also introduce your degenerative backdoor tactics.
Yes.
So, yeah. Again, that was a pre-show joke for those of you listening to this on the download who are probably turning it off right now. But I would absolutely highly recommend that you guys check this out because, you know, you could be thinking that you're doing it right, and then something like this opens your eyes to, wow, maybe I wasn't doing this right. Maybe this is something else that I really need to address, or something like that. So definitely give that a look. That's on heroesofthestorm.blizzpro.com, along with a whole bunch of other phenomenal articles and news, all concerning, Heroes of the Storm.
And I just want to say, if that's your first Alebeard article, click on his name that's right below the header and read his other articles, because he does a lot. He gives a lot of great information about a lot of things that people don't really think about, and it can be very helpful for a new player. Some players might already know this stuff, but if you're newer and trying to figure out every little thing that can give you the extra edge, Alebeard writes a ton of articles that give you that extra edge.
Sure. So, last but not least, every week, guys, we feature, except for last week because it ran a little long, we feature a brand new, or not a brand new build, but a current build that you can use for a hero, one that obviously works well in the meta and everything like that. And this week, we are going with a Zeratul Shadowy Death build. So, let's start walking through that, and how does this build work? I mean, we all know Zeratul, we all love him.
Yeah, do you want to go through the abilities, or should we just jump right into the build?
Let's just jump. Okay, I'll go through a crash course on abilities, just for those of you who are listening. So your QWE, okay, your Q, you've got cleave. You're stealth, and you cleave in a 360-degree circle that hits everything around you, heroes, minions, everything, okay? Singularity Spike. You slow slow and damage the first enemy that's hit. Basically, it puts a little buzzsaw over the top of them that does damage. Deals 100 damage after 1 second and slows the enemy by 40%. And then you've got Blink. Everybody knows Blink. It's basically you're popping in, you're popping out. You've got your trait, which is Permanent Cloak. Obviously, it's your stealth. After 3 seconds of not being in combat, you stealth. Void Prison is the one that everybody goes with. You slow time in an area and to a near standstill. I mean, basically, you entomb anybody that touches that, including your own players. So the best way to use that is to try and pick somebody like if you've got the healer in the background. If you got Lily doing jugs or whatever in the background, and she is the perfect target to Void Prison, or the biggest problem child, the biggest damage output or something. If you can single them out of the fight, that's going to put your team leaps and bounds ahead. Void Prison, I wouldn't recommend Void Prisoning the entire team unless they're all chasing you and another guy down, and that's your only method of escape. Then that's an okay time to use it as well. But just be very careful with it. You don't want to just Void Prison the whole team right in the middle of a fight just for funsies. So yeah, so that's just a crash course on the abilities. So let's go through the talent build real quick.
I just want to add one thing to Void Prison too. It can be used to mitigate damage by casting it on your buildings. If you are in Haunted Mines, I saw Zeratul doing this the other night, and while the Golem was about to push something out, but the Golem was close to dead, he would Void Prison our building and save the building, and then a mule would get dropped on it. And
oh yeah.
So it can be used for a lot. It has a lot of uses. It takes a lot of practice, but it's a great ultimate. Anyways, the build, level 1, I take Regeneration Master. Now, I don't play a lot of Zeratul, but I am very familiar with him. I don't know what you take at this level, Twiz, but my reasoning behind Regeneration Master is that you're often roaming, you're stealth, and it's easy, despite the nerfs to Regeneration Master, to go ahead and grab these globes. And then when you're in combat later and you blink away with a little bit of health, or maybe you didn't get hit too bad, but you got hit enough, this will help top you off without needing to make the full trip back.
Mm-hmm. I usually, if I have a healer in my group, I go with Seasoned Marksman.
Okay.
And that's simply because the Regeneration Master, the health regen, even still, even at the end game, it's I don't think it's that great. I will take it again if I don't have a healer, but I'm going to rely more on that healer and take Seasoned Marksman for my first talent.
Level 4, I think this is pretty much a consensus for us. Focused attack, right?
Yep, focused attack. Every 10 seconds, your next basic attack against a hero deals 75% additional damage.
And it's that cooldown of the 10 seconds is reduced for every basic attack that you do by an entire second. So it's a big part of his game.
Sure.
And
sure.
I think you got to take that. Level 7, follow through. I think it's pretty much the same reason you take focused attack. Every time you use an ability, your next basic attack within 6 seconds deals an additional 40% additional damage, which could also be triggered onto the focused attack, and that could also, be reducing for the next focus. It just has great synergy with focused attack. Follow through does so. I mean, you cleave and you do an auto attack, and you're going to be, doing a bunch of extra damage, and then that bomb goes on them. So.
Yep.
10, Void Prism, we talked about that.
Yep.
13, Wormhole. It's so good.
See, I don't have a use for it. I pick it every time, but I never, ever blink back to where I was.
Well, what you can do is use it as a... you can practice getting your combo off before the Wormhole expires and then get away, but it will also allow you to blink away from somebody and then come right back to them. It just has a lot of great uses that take practice, Yeah.
Well, the thing that worries me about that is when I'm going to blink into the action, I'm obviously popping my stealth. Okay, correct. I'm going to use all my abilities and do as much damage as I can, and then I wormhole and blink out. The problem after that is that I've got 3 seconds to get chased down. I've got 3 seconds to get slowed by Jaina, to get stunned by the Butcher, to get, and I give up my stealth and
well, that's why you do it from over a wall.
Okay.
Fights in the jungles and stuff.
Sure.
So you actually create more distance than the blink would actually give you for the most part. If you come in from over a wall or behind a bush or things like that where you disappear from their sight, that's where Wormhole really shines.
Okay.
What do you like taking at that, or do you?
I take Wormhole because everybody else does, but I do like Assassin's Blade, gaining 25% basic damage for 5 seconds when breaking permanent cloak, 10% movement speed while stealthed from permanent cloak.
That's not bad. It's not a bad choice.
I think that again, when you've got when you break your stealth, and you cleave. And then you hit that hero for that boosted damage on top of another 25% basic attack damage. I mean, you're at 75% from focused attack. You're at 40% from follow through, and then throw another 25% on top of that.
I think it's good. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just think as you climb higher up in the levels, you're going to need Wormhole because players will get adept at detecting that shimmer with you walking in and saving your blink to escape. So they might catch you out before you break stealth with something like an AoE reveal, then you're stunned, and then with Wormhole you can, plant yourself from somewhere safe and then come in and then go back to that safe area.
Yeah. I just don't find myself utilizing that as much, and that might just take more practice on my part, or being more aggressive on my part.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, both are good. I do think both are good. I don't want to undersell Assassin Blade. Level 16, double bombs. It's really good. Rending Cleave is also a good option. And Stone Skin isn't bad if people are doing a good job of finding you, or there's a Tassadar on the team, and you need a little bit of shield to survive because Zeratul is ultra squish. But I usually go double bombs.
I will go back and forth depending on what I went for my level 1. If I went on level 1, if I went Regen Master, then I will definitely take double bombs, no questions asked. If I have a healer or whatever, if I took Seasoned Marksman, then at level 16 I'm probably gonna take Stone Skin, just to give me a little bit more survivability. Because at 16 you're now looking into team fights. You're looking at things can get pretty hairy, and the healer might have their hands full. So the Stone Skin certainly helps out. But it's a 50-50 split depending on how the game's going, whether or not I go with double bombs or stone skin.
Yeah, and if you're at 0 deaths and they have, I mean, you're just frustrating people to no end, and you're not getting, if you're never really in danger for whatever reason, then you obviously wouldn't need stone skin either. But yeah, that doesn't happen too often, so definitely it's not a bad pick. Level 20 Nexus Blades. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
If I don't think it'll be much of a build anymore. Some people took Rewind if you were going Gathering Power.
Yeah.
First Aid in the first couple of levels, but that build kind of fell off, and Nexus Blades is just amazing. So
yeah, it stacks so much. Rewind was nice because you could double bomb 4 times essentially,
yep.
And be just really bursty. But I would rather have 20% more damage across the board than one time to drop 4 bombs. I mean,
strong agree.
Yeah. So anyways, so yeah, for those of you playing the at-home game, that was level 1 Regeneration Master, level 4 Focused Attack, level 7 Follow Through, 10 Void Prison, 13 Wormhole, 16 Double Bombs, and 20 Nexus Blades. So use that build. Feel free to go into the Nexus and tear somebody a new one. So very cool.
Yep.
Very good.
Very good.
All right, guys. Well, let's see here. So that is going to bring us to the end of the first part of the show. For those of you who are listening to this on iTunes, thank you so much for tuning in. And we will be back again next week. If you want to see the video of this podcast, that will be on BlizzPro's YouTube channel. And the second portion of the show is also going to be on BlizzPro's YouTube page as well. So make sure you guys check that out if you want to see the gameplay portion. And I do want to make one more plug, guys. I can't say it enough. Patreon.com/HeroesPowerHour or Patreon.com/BlizzPro. As we mentioned before, all of our video casts are now being taken off of iTunes because of server fees. So we love producing content. We love interacting with the community. We love doing this kind of stuff, but it takes money. So all of the the donations and stuff like that to help keep this train going certainly appreciated. So, gentlemen, anything else before we're outie 5K for this week and into the second part?
I'm ready to play some games.
Yeah, I say we do that. I say we do that. So very cool. All right, guys, thank you so much for what you do, and we will catch you next week. See ya.